So let's have a little bit of a dive into match play mode. So if we click on the plus and then add the match in, you can go through and add the various details in. So you can set the venues, etc. If you go to match format, you can start to put in pairs, triples, and how many deliveries that they're put in for each player. You can click on whether you're playing sets and then change the best of. And if you're playing a tiebreaker, you can toggle it on to say how many in the tiebreaker. So just a couple of options to explore there. The moment you start putting in pairs, you'll see how you can add the two different teams and the players within those teams. As you go through, the left and right-handed, that'll depict whether there is a backhand or forehand on which side that comes down. And you'll notice that there's a qualitative scoring element. So a lot of this app is on the basis of a qualitative scoring for different types of shot. So if you want to qualitatively score a player, then you can put the option on at player level. If you click, you've got indoor or outdoor, and on outdoor you've got various other settings that you can have a little play with as you go through. So if we create that game, the workflow will go at each end, who throws jack and balls first. So you'll click on the player, you can amend where the mat position is, and then once you've confirmed where the mat is, you can then start to say how long the jack length was, and you can look at the kind of the distance below or the actual distance on the jack, depending on what you prefer. And then once you're happy with that, you confirm the jack length. And if you want to, you can now add a jack delivery score if you're assessing it qualitatively. If not, you can leave it as NA. So we're confirmed, we're into that first bowl. So we go forehand or backhand and then the type of shot. So click on the type of shot, set the scale that you want to use to best depict, so your preference on that one. The direction of play is set with a little flip icon, so you can push it through. If you wanted to, you can click on the little icon in the bottom right there, and you can start to tilt. So this would be facing the jack, so the line in which it's going. And if you wanted to tilt and put the ball on a slight angle, you can as well, which I'll show you in a sec. And then we can just add that delivery, and the qualitative score will pop up there to be able to give that part before moving on to the next player. So this time for player 2, I'm going to put a draw from the backhand, and I'm going to place the delivery on the map. I'm going to add the delivery in and give it the qualitative score. And we'll see when we look at the 3D view that we can see the ball that we put on its end in the black and the ball that was flat when it came to rest. This time I'm going to play a draw from the backhand. The delivery is going to come here, but on the way it touched the jack, which means I can click on touch jack and just move the jack to say dragged it into here, and then I can click on done jack. I don't want to move many more balls. I want you to base this on live quick fire parts, where sometimes you might want to move things, sometimes you might want to move deliveries, sometimes you might need to go back to videos and go back through and map these parts. Sometimes you've actually got time to move everything, but thinking about each delivery being graded, if it's a draw or a tactical shot, how close to a target area did it get to, or a qualitative score in training mode, it's given you can get a score. In match mode, you'd get the qualitative score. So I'm just going to add the delivery in, give it the qualitative score, and then move forward from there. Notice at the top that you've got the little player view, so the little icon that you can click on and it will start to give a breakdown of that player. This is overall across all sessions. That same icon is in the top right hand corner in the sessions view, so you can look at individual players to get their stats and their various parts over time. But also within it, you've got date ranges and such that you want it in training, in match, you want to break down forehand, backhand. There's a few more elements that you can control within there to look at a player over time. So consider exploring those a little bit more in depth. If I go back into the match, have a little look at the various exports. So the JSON export is very much a shareable JSON file that we can share between different users. The option to export that head into the head builder that we've probably already met in other videos. The CSV is the raw data that you could go through and process further into Excel. And then you've got a couple of PDF files there, a match-based one and a player summary, more qualitative one-page summary. If you wanted to add an assessment around the player, you can add, there's a questionnaire in there and an audio note, and an export of the match pack is more around exporting the PDF, but also images of the various shots in the head, and also created as a GIF, so you can kind of share a derivative of an export of how that head played out. So a lot of things to kind of go through and explore, have a little play and see what's there to make your own assessment around what's useful, how you'd use it,